Okay, hello. I'm not sure if anybody will be watching, but let's try this experiment. I got for my birthday this kit here, the Piminol LED cubic ball, and okay, that was the soldering iron. I'll heat it up. And yeah, it's supposed to look very nice. It has tons of LEDs. I think it's RGB LEDs. And I hope the sound and everything is correct. I tried tests and that looked okay. So if it's not much of value is lost. But other than that, let's take a look at this whole shebang. Alright, well, there's a huge dual wipe socket and a little microcontroller probably, I guess. STC. No idea what kind of thing that is. 15F2 K60S2. Some microcontroller. And there's the PCB, nice and yellow. And completely Chinese. Love it. Absolutely Chinese. Oh look, there's one dude watching. Thomas. Hi Thomas. Ist der Ton gut, frage ich. Und wie lang ist der Delay? Oh, look at this. There's, I think this is for helping to solder the LEDs actually. Okay. There's a remote control. That's nice. Yeah, I'll put that aside. Hi Nihonam. Welcome to the stream. I hope you guys can hear me. But I already see that there's a couple of seconds delay. Well, so much for that. So this is power supply, I guess. Okay, that's interesting. Two different. So there's a micro USB and a standard USB and an audio plug. That's weird. Okay, let's see. Let's see. We have like a ton of LEDs. We have a switch. Okay, mouse miner 89S52. You say? Let's check it again. You can look up the datasheet as we go. I think I downloaded the datasheet. It's like hundreds of pages. So this is supposedly a pretty popular microcontroller, but I think it's even AT51 compatible. Not 100% sure, but I mean the AT51 family is like huge, I think. So we have a capacitor, a few standoffs. Let's sort them. And this is probably the IR receiver, I guess. Looks like it. Two resistors, so there's very few components. Apart from the LEDs, obviously. What's this here? This looks like a pot or something. No, it's a switch. It's a push switch. This is another push switch. Alright, this here is the USB socket, okay. Audio socket. Well, not sure if it's audio, but looks like audio. 4 screws, 5 screws, let's not lose them. And 2 tiny little capacitors. And that's it, more or less. I think we might start by doing the tedious thing, though. Socket probably. And let's look at the... Oh, look at this. This here is even Yeah, okay, you're complaining. Iron is complaining that I'm not doing anything. This product comes to you as DIY kits that needs to be installed, not the finished product. Yeah, I got that. I think I'm gonna just start assembling, because the few things that we have are pretty easy. The problem will be the actual LED sphere. That will be sort of terrible. Okay, let's start with the socket. And if someone has to object anything, it will be too late by the time I already started this. Okay. So, yeah, I think this will be a bit complicated assembling all the LEDs. I've seen the end result, and I'm not sure how to get there, so probably I will have to take a look at the instructions, because there was like 2 QR codes. And yeah, first of all, 40 pins to solder here. That will be pretty quick. So the soldering iron actually works pretty well. I've had it for a year or a bit more, I don't know. You can look it up because I made a video about that. And although it's a cheap knockoff thing from China, it works really well. Especially considering I'm not really good at soldering. But I like the sockets because they are easy and you can just solder one leg at a time. No hassle, no clipping of things. Rather relaxing, actually. So I'm wondering how the template works. I think you probably put in the LED legs in each hole and then solder them. And then you construct rings, and then the rings have to be connected somehow. I definitely have to look that up. Alright. Socket is in place. The joints look reasonably well. I must say, at least I've gotten better at this. Okay, 6 people. That's roughly 6 more than I expected. So welcome everyone. For those joining in late, we are building the LED cubic ball, which has relatively few components apart from a whole bag of LEDs. So let's see how that goes. This here is the switch. Switch. Yeah, that will hold in place by itself. Well, let's do that. Looks massive. Are you planning add yourself to Patreon, Mouse Miner? I am already on Patreon, and I have one patron who gives me $2 per month. But yeah, I'm not living off of it, just helping pay the hobby that it is. So feel free to go over to Patreon or to Ko-fi.com. At Ko-fi you can just buy me a coffee, it's a one-off thing, and if you don't, it doesn't matter. But it's appreciated, obviously. Because of course these hobbies are somewhat expensive. I mean, this one here was a present, but nevertheless, I do buy a lot of stuff. Alright, this one looks weird. I think it might belong in here. Where does it belong? Over here? Yeah, it's a surface mount. This is a surface mount audio jack. That's funny. Yeah, let's do that. First, let's tin one pad. And then, where shall I put it? Which way? Okay, this way. Okay, the leg is already bent up. I have to bend it down slightly. So this is finicky. But not the worst I've seen. Careful, careful. And that leg is already soldered. Now there are 3 more legs on the other side. It doesn't show on my YouTube banner right bottom. Okay, yeah, I have to work on my YouTube page. I don't have a trailer. I never look at my YouTube page. So yeah, I will put it there. Thanks for noticing. Three little blobs. Alright. Seems sturdy. I'm happy with this. Okay, there's the IR, the infrared receiver. It's going to go in here. But first, let's put in the micro USB socket. Oh, this will get hot, so I better put it on something. What do I pick for that? One of these. I can't. Oh, there's a tiny cable in here as well. I hate tiny cables. Okay, this is a very stupid micro USB socket. Hope it will work, because its legs are so little and tiny. It looks more like a surface mount variant, but it isn't. I think it is actually through a hole. I hope the solder flows in well enough, and I don't bridge anything or short anything. Those legs are tiny. The friend who gave me this, he had to solder a surface mount, or repair a surface mount micro USB socket. He used a hot air station, but he's not a fan of reflowing stuff like that. And he actually half melted the whole thing. So it was, well, I think it was too hot. But I have no experience with that at all, because I don't have a hot air station. But from what I hear, it's perfect for doing SMD stuff. Okay, second switch comes in here. 2 diodes. 2 diodes are supposed to go in here as well. Yeah. Oh god, this is a heatsink. This is a heatsink. Massive block of metal. The Patreon link, yeah, I can post that. Sure thing. It should be pretty obvious. I hope. Let me check. Yeah, it's the obvious one. It is patreon.com/root42. Just like that. God, things are falling down here. Okay, dokie. Okay, we have a capacitor here and a resistor there. So let's put them in. Where is the second resistor? Or is it just a spare? I don't think so. So here's one. You're welcome. Or rather, I'm welcome if this leads to any patronage. Let's see if we can make it through the whole thing tonight. My fear is that the actual ball will be a bit complicated, but maybe we'll get there. If not, I will post an update when I've done it and finished it. So there's one electrolytic. Correct polarity. Let's put that in. Cool, thank you, Mr. Miner. Greatly appreciated. I think I already got an email. Awesome, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And if people have any questions or comments or want to discuss anything regarding this stuff or old computers and video games, feel free to put it in the chat. I don't see the second resistor, but I see a capacitor here, so I'll put that in. And the leg spacing is a bit wrong. So where are you people from actually? I know where Thomas is from. I don't know where any of you other guys are from. Are you from Europe? Do you have problems with the storm? Because we We were supposed to have a big storm, but it turned out to be actually not that bad. So what I see here is 4 LEDs that are supposed to be populated. I see the IR, we can put that in, because that's certainly correct, I think. Question is, do I put it this way around? Probably. Because I think it's supposed to go... No, come on. The legs are all twisted. Brampton, Canada. Welcome, Canada. Yeah, I have a bunch of colleagues from Canada. We have an office in Montreal. So where's Brampton? West Coast or East Coast? Without me looking it up. Oh, come on. The legs are too fat for the holes. Ah, here we go. Finally. So I think it's supposed to go like this, and then the standoffs are probably going down here. Does it make sense? Perhaps this is the time, and probably, look at this, I think the stencil can actually be, can it be used for that? No, it's too big. It's too big. Not sure. Yeah, I think this is correct, but maybe this is the time to look at the manual. Okay. The schematic diagram and components list, yeah. Acrylic welding template, yeah, that is. I'm gonna look it up. But I will have to fetch something to read the QR code. Be right back. Because I'm filming with my smartphone, so I can't use that. Okay, let's see. The iPad has found something. Let's take a look at the manual together. If it works. Okay, this looks totally legit. I don't speak Chinese, but okay, this is the same as before. Okay, here you can already see southeastern part in Greater Toronto. Okay, cool. Yeah, here you can see what it should look like. So this will be this sphere shape with the LEDs. The infrared goes exactly like this, like I said, and the standoffs come here at the bottom. Okay, so it was down there. Yeah, makes much more sense. The rest looks fine. The mode button changes the LED display animation. Power switch controls power. Yeah, that makes sense. So this is a toggle switch. Yeah, it is. And this is a momentary switch. Audio socket, audio output. Okay. Power and audio input. Ah, okay. This is okay. You can put audio in via USB, and it will flash probably according to the audio. That's nice. Okay, my iron is going to sleep, but that doesn't matter. Lots of animations. Please be patient to install. Yeah, we will be patient. The direction. Did we put it in correctly? Yes. Let's go here. So the notch is over here, that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. We'll do that. Okay. Ah, there's supposed to be red LEDs. Those weren't in there, but I do have a bunch. So yeah, I can just pick some red LEDs somewhere here. Yeah, here's a box of LEDs. You can take 4 of those. I think the red LEDs are missing. And then there's the acrylic template. Okay. Interesting. Oh my god, yeah, this will be terrible. Oh my god. We will have a look at that in a minute. Let's first solder the easy part. Looks terrible. That looks terrible. Okay, the iron went to standby, and I'm gonna pick 4 red LEDs. They suggested red. Let's take red. Let's check here. Okay, so positive is here, long leg is positive. Is that correct? I hope so. Or else we won't see anything here. I'll just put them in like that. I think I can put in a pin header here as well. Maybe it's for programming the controller? I'm not sure. It's all in the receiver. Heat it up. Yeah, our receiver is also a pretty big heatsink. But it's okay now. Toodaloo. I'm wondering if we can already test the whole thing by simply putting in the chip now and supplying it with power. Maybe the 4 red LEDs are already doing something. Is it possible for you to explain the coding of Atari River Raid game? It is now shared by its creator Carol Shaw. Oh my god. I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for that. because I don't know any 6502 assembler. I do find the whole Atari 2600 coding very interesting, because you have to do so much inventive stuff, because the hardware can do so little. It doesn't have a frame buffer, the RAM is less than a tweet is long, and stuff like that. So I'm not sure I'm qualified to comment on the code. I can probably give a high-level overview, but not the interesting parts. I think there are other people who can do that better. I think I could do that maybe with some DOS games, x86 assembly, with a little bit of work I could do that. But 6502, that's something I never learned. So yeah, I will have a look at that, definitely, because I find it very interesting. But I think I wouldn't be able to explain it. But it would be nice if there are some YouTubers who do great jobs of explaining things like that. There's one guy, I forgot his name. He explained how the glitch in Pac-Man works, the final screen, why it breaks, and he also explained the weird broken levels in Super Mario Brothers on the NES. He goes into extensive detail. And I think he does this for a living, maybe, or he doesn't have a family. I don't know. But he definitely has a lot of time for to bend them a bit more before he has a lot of time for that, because his videos are really thorough. So I do know that there also was a River Raid 2, but it was not by the same guy and it was not as good. I think River Raid is definitely one of the best original Atari games. I think it's even by Activision, but from the original era, not homebrew. So one of the very first good vertical shooters. Okay, so this is more or less it. I think we can put in the standoffs. So that we don't break anything. Learning 6502 assembly might actually be a valid thing to do nowadays, because the Atari homebrew scene is big, the C64 scene is still pretty big, and the 8-bit guy is coming out with a brand new 6502 based home computer, the Commander X16. So there we will see a lot of new homebrew stuff happening, because I think this project is really popular. Maybe I have to learn that at some point, just because everybody else does. Right now I'm content with x86 and MS-DOS. Okay, here we have it. Shall I plug it in, or will it break? Yeah, thank you for the nice words. You're welcome. I'm gonna plug it in. So either we see some smoke now, or the cable is totally cheap. Ah, look at that, now I get it. So audio comes in here and is somehow put onto some of the pins. Yeah, probably this is only power. There's probably only 2 leads. And the data pins are used as analog input. Okay, here goes nothing. Okay, it's off. I think. 1, 2, 3. Yay! At least something is lighting up. Yeah, better now than definitely. Right. Better now than after a lot assembling, that's true. Okay, so I think I didn't break anything. The momentary switch does nothing. So this is probably just an indicator that power is there, but nothing else. I would assume that the microcontroller works, it doesn't get warm. I think we're good. Now back to the weird assembly. My camera is still on, that's good. So, the weird assembly. Where was it? Down here, yes. Okay, we have 7 rings. First ring, second ring, third ring, fourth ring, fifth ring. Oh, there are 2 third rings. Okay, yeah, of course, because it makes a bulb. Sort of like a bulb. And then start the first ring LED with acrylic welding template, short pin, negative pole, outward. Longer pin, positive pole, interconnection. Okay. Okay, so this makes... you have to stick them into that. Okay, so I should have kept the standoffs. Yeah. Okay, we can do that. And the long leg, the anode, is the interconnect. Okay, I think we can manage. That doesn't sound that bad, but there are a bunch of holes that have not been punched. Or at least not quite correctly. So let's poke those things out first. And the holes for the standoffs. Then we'll put the standoffs in there as well. Now that I think about it, this template is actually not that stupid. Someone in China has put a lot of thought into this. Alrighty. And a lot of stuff that can fall into the IBM Model M that's sitting below this. So let's better pick it up and throw it in the trash before it gets everywhere. Okay, let's take the standoffs back off. Read the fucking manual. Yes, I have an LED jig for helping me soldering. That's exactly right. That makes it so much easier. So much easier. That gives me actually hope that we will finish it today. Because I would say an hour or maybe 1.5 hours, then I'll have to quit for today. Because it's, at the moment it's 9 in the evening, but it will be 10 and 11 very soon. Should I take off this sticker? If I can. Because it will look much nicer. I'm wondering if you can use this for a project. But it's still nice to have it just for making LED rings. I mean, I can make more rings. Okay. I forgot what you call the multiplexing that they're doing here, because they're building an LED matrix. And I know that there's a special term for this, but I forgot it. Does anyone know what this kind of multiplexing is called? I watch myself peeling off the sticker, so I guess there's at least half a minute of buffering in there. Yeah. Well, it's okay. It's still amazing in this day and age that we can do stuff like that. Okay, here comes the fun part. Soldering 100 or so LEDs. I've got nothing better to do. Okay, long leg is interconnect, right? So we'll twist it like that. And then to there. Question is, I would assume that I solder the anode to the cathode. Or what is their plan? Charlie plexing? Could be. I don't know. One of you can look it up, or I can look it up here. Let's say Charlie's theron, yeah. Charlie plexing, yeah. Seems right. It's a technique for driving a multiplex display in which relatively few I/O pins are used. For example, to drive an array of LEDs. That's what we are doing here. And the idea here is... Okay, so basically they are in opposite directions. And then you can extend this in this manner. So here we have 3 pins and can do 6 LEDs. That's nice. That's cool. Okay, but we had this here. Okay, let's see. How do they solder this? I would say, yeah. Okay. No, so all the anodes are soldered together. Does it make sense? Does it conform with our Charlie plexing? Depends on how they form the matrix, right? Yeah, I'm phoning from the Netherlands. Well, that's living close to the border. So I would say this looks like I have to solder the anodes together. If I'm doing anything wrong, you can shout into the chat now. Or forever hold your whatevers. Because I will first put in all the LEDs. I'm wondering what's the second hole for? They don't use the second hole, that's the second ring. Oh yeah, that's the second ring. Okay, makes sense. So I have to keep myself to the outer holes. Oh my god, I will make so many short circuits. This is going to be horrible. Oh my. It would be so much fun to tell you afterwards, I knew it before. Yes. It looks okay for you, okay. Then everything is set. Oh my god, this is so fiddly. Well, the good thing is they made the holes pretty small so that the LEDs don't simply fall out. It makes it a bit easier. Please keep an eye on long leg. Yeah, I think right now it's okay because all the upright legs are the same length. I think they will stick out if I do the wrong one. I think I will complete one circle and then I will start soldering. I'm wondering if only one ring will already light up, or probably no. Would have to connect everything to one power bus, right? Doesn't make sense. Long leg, yeah, long leg. So I guess today there's nothing better on TV than watching me put in 100 LEDs. Is there anything that I have to take care of when I put in the last LED, or are they all the same basically? I guess they're just rings, right? But I will double check in a minute. Only a few more to go. To try if one ring works, begin with the smallest one. Yeah, that would have been clever. But that's not how I work. And I don't make mistakes. It will work at the first go. Okay, last one. Then I'll double check if I need to change anything. Then we can start the actual soldering. Oh my, this will be so much fun. So was there anything? To me it looks just like a ring. Solder fixed. I think it's just a ring. Oh my. I didn't buy it. I got it as a present, but I think if you search for this year, the Peminol LED cubic ball, oops, sorry, this should be on the screen. You can probably find it pretty easily. Probably on eBay, Amazon, or AliExpress, or whatever. I guess they should be pretty popular. Okay, here goes nothing. Let's try to ruin this. So at some points there's not much clearance. I got the feeling that when you are done with this, you should probably put some coating on all the legs, because this just screams short circuit. If anyone bends one of the legs. This is actually pretty easy. Solder flows nicely. Hope it doesn't break when I take it out. The cathodes, I can bend them into shape. I wonder if assembling the whole thing, the whole bulb, will be actually more difficult. No, that's no good. Okay, that's better. Ugh, look at the mess. And I don't have my fume extractor on, because let's turn it on for a second. I think this is way too loud, but I will open the window. If it gets too loud and noisy due to the storm, just say. So here comes the first test to take one of the rings out. Yeah, exactly. I can spray it with clear lac. That is definitely a possibility. It works. Okay, this seems a bit fragile, but actually also surprisingly sturdy at the same time. I must say, this thing works, this template. Very nice. So this took me something like 20 minutes? Or 15 minutes? I guess I will get faster, but chances are we won't see this running tonight. But I will go as far as I can. So how many of each do I need? I think I need at least one of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the third we need twice. So I'll do the big ones now, because I think those are the most tedious ones. So I'll take the next ring in now. So I need the second hole here. And I'll probably get a bit faster. If you're inclined, you can probably populate all the rings at the same time, but I'm not sure I want to do that. Well, the smaller rings will obviously be faster because they use... Do they actually use less? Yeah, at least the inner one use less. This one looks... The 3 rings here seem to use the same amount of LEDs. Soldering iron is going to sleep. Beep, 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 beep. Almost done with the second ring assembly for soldering. Yes, it is a smart idea here, this thing. I mean, there are a lot of electronics are SMD and pick and place machines, but I think there are still some things that have to be hand soldered, or some things which have probably not the highest volume, which are hand soldered. And I guess making such templates for these occasions is actually pretty useful to cut down on manual labor cost, because people will be able to solder more in less time. But of course, most of the stuff nowadays is simply SMD pick and place, and I think that does make sense. It doesn't have to be manual labor anymore. Because let's face it, as a hobby this is nice, but having to do it for a living every day, the same stuff, probably not the best. Okay, next round of solder. Come on. Yeah. better. The flux is fuming. I wish they were multicolored. I think they are. I think they are. Because I saw a picture, and I think they are RGB. But we'll see. I'm not sure how they do it with 2 pins. Maybe they follow a pre-programmed pattern. I'm not sure. Or you can, I don't know, pulse them. Let me have a look at one. When I look in here, I think I can see multiple chips. Not sure you can see this. Let's try to zoom in. Can you see that? I think there's a complex assembly and it's not only one color. But we will see what I got here in my package. But there are definitely multicolored versions of this out there. Oh god, this looks not good. Yes, you can see that, that's good, yeah. I'm actually doing a little faking here with my camera. So I only have one camera, that's my iPhone. And I'm using OBS to stream, but OBS can't use the iPhone as a proper camera. It just takes a screen capture. That's why you can see sometimes the controls of the camera software of the iPhone. There is a commercial app for doing that on the iPhone, but it's like 17 euros. And just for one stream, I'm not gonna spend that. Maybe if I'll do this regularly, then I would spend that. But right now, I'm just winging it by using screen capture from the iPhone, which has relatively good quality, I must say. So this is a bit more finicky here. Let's see if I have to touch up more points. This one could use a bit more. Alright. It's getting more windy out there. I'd have to close the window soon. No! It broke, it broke, it broke. Okay, this was a weak solder joint. There was a bit of, I think, of stress on that one. But never fear, we can always touch it up. Just use more solder. It's a very good quality video, that's good. I cranked up the bitrate a bit, because since last year we upgraded to 100 megabits downlink, and 40 megabits uplink. So I can, it seems fine. I can use a bit more bitrate now. I'm gonna close the window. And what time is it? Okay, 10 minutes for this ring. That's fine. I think we can do 3 more rings before I call it a day. 6 minutes. Oh, that's good. I thought it was 20 past, but yeah, fine. Then let's do the next ring. And let's see how far we get. I'm gonna set my time limit at 10 Central European time. So that's in half an hour. And let's see how far we get. Yeah, 6 minutes for this ring, of course. Yeah. How long you have been using your Hakko solder? Oh, it's not a Hakko. This looks like a Hakko pen, but it is not. The station looks actually like this. It's a cheap Chinese T12 soldering station with a KSG. The brand is KSGER. You can find them on AliExpress, and it cost me something like 50 or 60 euros. And the Hakko ones, the original ones, are like 400 or so. But it uses Hakko tips, so I can use brand Hakko tips. But I'm using actually the cheap Chinese ones by the same company. If you buy it with a pen, you can also choose from like half a dozen. That you get half a dozen of these pens with integrated thermal probe, etc. So it's pretty good especially for the price, because I'm using it like once, twice a month, so I'm not doing a lot of soldering, and I couldn't justify the expense for a Hakko. If you can afford a Hakko, that's perfect, because they are really good from what I hear. A lot of people also swear on Vela, I think. But actually these Chinese things are getting better every day. There's very cool features. It is very quick. It has a lot of wattage, so that I don't have any problems with large like ground planes or large metal pieces. If in doubt, I just crank up the heat a little bit. And you can use a lot of different tips, but I'm usually using just this one. I'm not even sure what it's called. It has this flat section at the front. Can I show it here? Oh, sorry. Bumping the camera is not good, so it looks like this. Not the cleanest right now. Actually just learned that you can bend the legs in different directions, which would make it a bit easier to get them point in the right direction. Though I am suspecting that the smaller circles are actually getting a bit harder with the smaller radius. I think even these tips are made in Japan. These ones for sure they are not, I would say. It says here T12K made in China. I think this is true and real Hakko ripoff. But they are good enough for me at the moment. And as I said, if you can afford them, sure, the Hakko ones are probably even better. If they are still even produced in Japan, the stations. I could imagine that they outsource that. But maybe Hakko still produces in Japan, not sure. And I mean, my smoke absorber is actually a Hakko ripoff as well. Even got the same numbering here, but they left off the Hakko label because I think then they would be in trouble. Come on, 2 more for this ring. We can make it. No! Get in there. Okay, let's see. Do we make any short circuits, bridges here and there? No, all good. And I think we can probably start soldering the next ring. Let's go the other way around this time. Come on, more solder, please. Oh my goodness. What am I doing here? Right. I have to open the window again. Still in shot, that's good. Okay. I think we got it. I think we got it. I need to touch up this bit here because it's spiky. See what happens when I take it out. If all the joints hold up. Yeah, looks okay. I think we can do 2 more rings, roughly. Okay, we're at 1, 2, 3, and now the fourth. And I think the third one needs to be done twice, but I'm gonna go to the smaller ones now, just so we have everything. Yeah, 10 minutes, because I also talked a lot, I think, right? Now the radius gets smaller. Let's see what happens here. So if I take another 10 minutes, that should be 2 rings that are possible until 10. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do those things now. They will touch each other. I'm not sure. Well, it should be okay, right? Because they are all interconnected. Ah! Bugger. Yes, I am in Germany. Although my phones always think I'm in the Netherlands because we're living at the border. So it switches to the Dutch cell service every so often. I think Thomas has the same problem because he's living even closer to the border, I think. Oh my goodness, this is... I'm not sure I like this, the way it looks. The inner rings will become so much worse. You appear to have an excellent internet connection in there. Here in rural US, options are limited and generally terrible. That I can believe. In rural Germany, that is also the case. And in Canada, I think the same. I have relatives in Canada, and one of them, he has a company called Silo Wireless. He basically does wireless internet access for remote farms and stuff like that. He puts up special antennas with line of sight to the next farm, and they basically make a mesh network. And I think that's the only way to go in such huge countries like the US or Canada to get decent internet speed. Apart maybe from Elon Musk's Starlink or something like that. But here in Germany, it's more or less purely because we don't do the investment to build the infrastructure, but I mean, the country is comparatively small compared to the US and Canada, so there should be good internet access possible for everyone. Reception in our place seems to be better. When I'm home, I never get connected to the Netherlands cell phone service. Oh, that's good, Thomas. But at work, I guess, right? Because work is really right next to the border. Okay, this is gonna be a bit tricky, because there's now a bunch of... need some pincers. There's a bunch of legs. Oh, goodness. Things are falling down. There's a bunch of legs overlapping. But I think it's okay if I simply solder all the anodes together. But this anode here, for example, is still hiding somewhere, and this LED starts to turn, and this one jumps out. So, oh yeah, it's definitely getting harder to do this. You may have to cut the leads. Yes, yes, but I'm not going to right now. Maybe for the next one. That's actually a good idea. But right now, I'm gonna try to do it just like that. At work it happens now and then, but thanks to EU regulations it does not harm these days. Yeah, that's very nice. That's something that I really enjoy. In the European Union you can go to any country and use your cellular plan everywhere. That's actually good. Sounds like something is flying around outdoors. I think the wind is getting a bit stronger. How is this getting hot? With a little bit of luck you will see I'll burn myself. Okay, I think I'm done. Maybe. This touches there. Oh, there's one that I forgot. Or did I? No, it's actually connected. Oh god, this is under so much pressure. I can hear it being springy. And there's a broken connection. Okay. We'll have to touch this up. Is this one here? Oh no, I actually forgot to solder that. Right. Yeah, I think we have time for one more, and then I think I'll have to go to bed. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. We did 4. So now it's the middle ring here. And there was this perfect idea of cutting the leads. Are we gonna do that? Maybe. I'm gonna go with maybe. I think this might be the time to actually cut the leads. Perhaps. Let's put in a few and see where the leads lead to. Oh, bummer. Yeah, maybe we should trim the leads. I think I won't get around that problem now. Question is where? Where do I trim the leads? Maybe here? Okay, that went off somewhere in the room. Oh no, that was too short. Ah, dumb me. Okay, let's already fix this with solder. That was stupid. I'm sorry. I hope they put in some spares. But this should hold up. A little bit of luck. Maybe I will not clip the leads just yet. Oh goodness, that was not a good idea. Oh god. Okay. Live and learn, live and learn. Gonna have to remove this, put this one in. Then put the other 4 back in. I think I'm not going to clip another lead for this round. Yeah, I will finish this ring because it will take me a couple of minutes, and then we will stop this stream for today. But we can continue tomorrow or some other day for the remaining LEDs. And the final assembly, of course, and the big test. So you can place bets if it will work. So far there were only very few kits that haven't worked after the first try. One notorious one was the component tester, the component tester kit, but that was due to the supplier putting in the wrong quartz, so the microprocessor was running at completely wrong speed. And after we found that and replaced it with the right quartz, then suddenly everything worked. So usually today's electronics are pretty forgiving regarding stupid assembly, bad soldering skills, stuff like that. It's actually amazing how much punishment they can take. Okay, now the wind is taking up a little bit. Seven people, a new high. So hello to everyone. We are assembling a Chinese kit for the LED cubic ball. And until now, I think I didn't ruin it completely. I think we might still have a chance that it works. I'm not sure what it will do. It will probably look cool and do a lot of nice colors, because we established that we have multi-color LEDs. Actually, we can test that. I remember. You probably have seen this in one of my videos. This is the MK328 tester. This was not a kit, but I can put one of the LEDs in here. And now, watch closely when I test it. It should flash in multiple colors. There you go. Did you see? Did you see? It's actually a multicolor LED, and it identifies as 2 diodes, because it probably is 2 diodes in there. Yeah. So that confirms our suspicion that we have a multicolor set, which is nice. Makes for very nice effects, I guess. And the soldering iron goes to sleep. So I would guess it's 10 minutes when it goes to sleep. I forgot what I put the timer to. I saw it loud and clear, yes. Yes, 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 it is multicolor. No, there's no doubt. The component tester is great, especially for dumb people like me, because I never got around to learning color codes on the resistors. So what I usually do when I get a kit like the awesome Snarkbarker, which has like dozens and dozens of resistors, I just plug them in to the component tester, and it will give me roughly the correct value, which is good enough, especially on those devices. And I know that Mauser doesn't screw up deliveries usually. So yeah, that's very handy and avoids me having to learn the color codes. And I mean, there are people who are colorblind and they have a hard time reading this. And let's face it, the metal film resistors are horrible. The blue, you have a blue background. I mean, this looks all like brownish, black, orangish on blue. So there's no clear colors. I like of course, the metal film resistors because they are reliable and good and everything and very accurate, precise. But the coloring is terrible. Absolutely terrible. But as I said, I don't have to earn more money with this. So I can just do it with a component tester and just for fun. Okay, let's fire up the iron. Also very nice. Do you hear this? Click, click, click. So there's a ball switch in there, and when I take it up, it will heat up automatically because the ball switch says, "I was moved. Please heat up the iron." That's very useful. Oh, today's Monday, right? And that means, Thomas, that there's a new Doctor Who episode, and I didn't watch it. So I'll have to go do that tomorrow. So maybe there will be no stream tomorrow. Ah, goodness. Yes. Go up here. Then we can solder. Put an extra piece of jumper between the solder stair. Jumper wire or what? Between the solder stair. I think you'll have to explain this a bit better to me. What do you mean by that? Right, hopefully time for the Doctor tomorrow, yes. The new Doctor Who season was starting off pretty weak, I think. But it has gotten better. So at least I watched episode 3 of Picard. Yes, I'm also watching Picard, and I like it. I mean, it's a bit slower paced, but I think they have some interesting storylines there. So at the moment there's a lot of science fiction going on different streaming services and television. I'm also currently watching The Expanse. I was way behind. We didn't start watching them until end of last year, but we caught up now. We are now in season 4, so please no spoilers. And I must say, the first season was meh. The second season was okay. And I think the third and fourth are getting way better. Because in the beginning I was thinking, well, that doesn't look like a very convincing series to me. But yeah, it grew on me, and I think they evolved quite a bit. So, I think this looks pretty sturdy. I think we did not do any shorts here. Okay, this is the tiniest so far. So let's quickly revise what we have managed to produce today. We've got... let's sort them by size simply. We've got these 5 rings. Put away the soda. 100 minutes of video, yay! And I think that's good enough for today. So we've got 5 rings. We've got the main assembly, which doesn't blow when we connect power to it. That's always a good thing. And we are missing ring 3. We need to do that twice. And then, was it called ring 3? No, ring 3 was one of the other ones, right? So this is probably 1, 2, and 3. So we need to do this horrible thing that I did last, twice, I guess. And yeah, rings 2 and 1 are missing still. So I think 3 rings are missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, somewhat like that. And then we have to figure out where we are going to put that in. I'm wondering, I will have to read in the instructions. So obviously it will go down here. There will be a smaller ring which fits in there, but there is a whole bunch of things there. And it's labeled Y0 to Y10. I wonder what those are for. Maybe you can set something with that. We'll figure it out. I will have a look at the instructions. There's a whole bag of LEDs in there, and there are so many in there, I think they put in some spares. Let's hope they did. Because so far I didn't screw up, I think. But I might. Anyway, I think I'm done for today. It's 10 past 10. I think that's a good time. I will switch off the soldering iron. Thank you for all you people coming by. I will drop a note, I guess, on Twitter, because I will definitely create another stream, and that should pop up in my feed, I hope. But I'm still below 1,000 subscribers, so I can't do special things like plan stuff, I think. So yeah, you need to watch out for the next part. It will probably not happen tomorrow. If it will, then it will be after Doctor Who, but maybe I'm too tired after that. So probably more on Wednesday. Let's try for Wednesday. I think that sounds good. Anyway, thank you very much for dropping by again. Thank you, Mr. Mouse Miner, for your patronage. It's highly appreciated, so I can buy more crap like this. Yeah, and that's it. Have a nice evening. Be safe if you're in parts affected by the storm or some other weather conditions. And see you.